Okay, we are live. Father Miller here. Welcome back to the Nerd Father. Happy to have Miss Martin. We have a few other people joining. How are you?
Oh, doing good, doing good. The post Thanksgiving stuff, and wait, I've got a cat crawling across my keyboard right now. There we
And today
go.
is my kitty's birthday too.
Oh, how old?
She's 9. Well, today I consider it to be her birthday because it was the day I discovered her.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was at one of my previous parishes, and the mama cat was pregnant, and I had set up a shelter for them. So I'm trying to bring up a picture of her as a baby. Let me see. Here we go. So she is 9 today.
Aw,
There we go.
kitten,
Yep.
adorable.
And she has grown up big time now. So,
Mm.
how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was a very, very quiet. Just me and one relative because certain family situations. So we just got a plate of Thanksgiving at Cracker Barrel and
Oh, nice.
yeah, watched serial killer documentaries.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, 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 no. We're not watching that one. That it's like well, because it's a dramatization too. So it's like no, 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 no.
I'll tell you, it's what's scary is how many of my freshmen are actually watching it.
Oh yeah. Oh goodness, yes. Well, you know what would be scarier for you is if you know how much middle school people are watching that kind of stuff. Ugh, and younger.
I'm not surprised. I
Yeah.
actually really am not surprised. So, no, I did a pilgrimage to Best Buy yesterday. It's become an
Oh.
annual tradition. I was able to pick up a few DVDs. I've been watching Moonfall today,
Hmm.
which is bad, but it's an enjoyable bad.
Oh,
It
okay.
was the
Well,
one that came out earlier this year
okay. Yeah, I heard
with
about
Halle
that.
Bailey. But there was one I also picked up, and I got to play a little clip from it. I was showing my pastor this last night. The Hitman's Bodyguard
Huh.
with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, very nice.
Here we go.
Sadly, that's realistic, except for the habits.
Go with God. This man's killed over 150 people.
250.
It's definitely an R-rated movie, but I actually enjoyed it.
Oh, well, yeah. Just a lot of language, probably, right?
Father,
Hey, father. Is he frozen? Oh,
I
can you
think
hear
he
us,
Hey.
father?
froze. Oh no, he's alive.
There.
Frozen
Oh,
for a second.
Kind of.
No, I was frozen.
Okay.
you just need to let it go.
As the R says, yes, Salma Hayek is in it too. I've not seen the sequel to it. We were just watching a clip from The Hitman's Bodyguard
Yeah,
with
wholesome
Samuel L.
entertainment.
Jackson and
Oh, I've
Ryan
never seen
Reynolds.
that.
It's quite enjoyable.
Was it the first one any good?
I liked it. Well, I bought it yesterday because it was on the Best Buy Black Friday sale for $8. So I came away with about 5 new DVDs. And actually, the one that I picked up last Saturday was the Band of Brothers. I already had it on Blu-ray, but this one came with the digital code.
Oh.
So I was happy to pay $10 just to get the digital code, even though I now have 2 Blu-ray sets of Band of Brothers.
I'm starting to realize that you can't have too much physical media, especially once they start, if they're going to keep digitally book burning, if you will.
It's nice to have a digital copy to be able to take wherever you go, but at the same time, it's also good to have the hard copy.
Yeah, I'm a proponent of both, so we're on the same page there.
So it's been a while, Father. Uh-oh.
It has. It has. It's been a long time. I don't know if I'm,
Little bit
I'm
of a delay.
lagging. Am I tied up with you guys or am I behind?
Well, there was a little delay.
Oh.
Yep, there's a delay.
Okay. Well, we will muddle through. We will muddle through.
So, no, Ian's supposed to join. Hopefully, he'll be here.
Right.
I figured we go for. Well, Miss Martin only can stay for about 40 minutes, so we'll see how this goes. I know the big Ohio State-Michigan game is on at the top of the hour. And I want to see that. My home team, my team I grew up with, Iowa, lost yesterday to Nebraska, so I'm pretty happy.
Oh. I've been watching a different kind of football.
We kind of wrote. Well, that was also on too. Not Nebraska. United States, England.
Mm-hmm.
But Qatar got knocked out of the World Cup.
Oh.
Quickest exit of a host country ever.
Oh. Well, I mean,
the fact that it's even over there is a joke.
Serves them right.
Place.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
you
money.
are lagging.
Money talks about everything when this stuff comes, because yeah.
He's either learned
Do you want me to leave and come back and see if that fixes anything?
Yeah, why don't you try that? I was gonna say he either learned how to throw his voice or he's lagging.
There we go.
Snartapoopus is in the chat. All that wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. I actually just finished let's see if I have it over here. I finished the Doctor Who book the other day. I was pretty excited about it. It's the first Doctor Who novel I've read. I don't see the book, but it's the Silent Stars Go By. It's a Matt Smith Doctor story. It's done probably 10 years ago for the 50th. So, and as Dave Kenobi says, and this is truth, they only got the World Cup because they bribed FIFA.
The host is automatically qualified.
Yeah.
There you are. Thank you.
But as we know, the United States is hosting it in 26, so I'm excited. I'm going to go down to Kansas City for the games.
Yeah, I might try to see some matches too. That's the only way probably I'd ever get a chance to.
Oh, let's see. Asylum of the Daleks recently. That's a good episode. FSU1. Not much of an SEC fan. So, but no, I'm pretty happy. So as I have said before, I'm originally from Iowa. I don't live in Iowa now, but I actually enjoy it when they lose.
Oh.
Some uncharitableness in there, I know, but
well, as long as it doesn't go into Fatal Attraction territory. As long as
there's a lot of Schadenfreude.
Yes, yeah, it's all in good fun for sports, as far as that's concerned. I've never been into American football, so I don't really watch. So I don't know.
Okay, let's see if this works this time. Are you there?
Am I in?
You're still lagging.
Yeah, still frozen. Yeah, Father Sinatra's all into baseball. That's all he talks.
As Snartapoopus says, Iowa, the home of Father Miller and Captain Kirk. And I've been to the birthplace of Captain Kirk. He actually is from Riverside, Iowa. It's not too far from where I grew up, so I went down there last summer. I might go there. I'm going home in next month for Christmas. I'm going to go back for the first time in, I don't know, it's probably been half a year since I've been back home. I might go down to Riverside to see the Star Trek stuff again.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I was hoping to hear from Lady Gravemaster. I hadn't heard from her, so I guess she probably has some family stuff, and I know Justin probably has some family stuff too.
Yeah. Well,
But
Thanksgiving weekend, it can either be the slowest weekend of your life or the most insane.
well, it's been a while since I've been able to do these streams.
Mm,
And I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm happy to be back teaching. So
yeah.
I was telling somebody it's nice to be able to have something to do now.
Hmm.
I mean, before I could do a lot of streaming, but that's pretty much all that was going on down there at my last place.
Yeah.
So let's see. Stig says Norway is the only country that's never lost to Brazil. 2 wins, 2 draws.
Ah, beat
So
beat them in the World Cup. Yeah, well, the more you know. Well, I'm sure Brazil holds a grudge to this day. They take it very seriously, but well done, Norway.
yeah, I can't remember. Was it Germany that won the last one, or was that the Women's World? No, that was not the Women's World. I think Germany won the last World Cup.
Yeah. Dag nabbit, my brain cells are gone. I used to follow the Women's World Cup, but
Until a
then
certain purple-haired lady.
yeah. Well, and what's ridiculous is okay, fine. So she is who she is, but why did the rest of them have to go along with it? Ridiculous.
I was thrilled to death when we won. I think it was in 2014 or 2016 when it was in Canada. I was excited. I rooted for the United States, but then she became very political and open-mouthed. And I mean, let me see if I can find that little clip. It just basically sums up who she is for me.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Well, and not just political. Oh, but it was also just the mean-spiritedness of it. It's I just don't like it. I don't like meanness of spirit. Oh, Father, we're terrible people. It was won by France in
okay,
2002. Yeah. You know,
it's
France,
hard to
Germany.
follow anymore. Let's see. I'm just trying to bring the stupid ad up here. Let me
Yeah, and I'm an incredible normie.
Here we go. Never understood the term normie.
Yeah.
Is that just basically someone that just follows it, or
Yeah, well, and normie, it's usually used with nerd stuff, like just
yeah?
someone that's like, "Oh, there's a new Star Wars movie. I'm
Here we
gonna go
go.
see it because it's new." But don't. Oh gosh.
What do you just?
Whoops.
What do you have to say?
Oh, I deserve this.
Oops. He's back, I think.
Okay.
Welcome from the Rectory Kitchen.
Oh yeah, you're doing good. Can see you.
Oh, there we are, Father. Yeah. Yeah, I was
So,
saying while you were gone that you're all into baseball, though.
Oh, and I have been exhausted with the Phillies making the World Series. It was a long couple of weeks.
well,
long
Philadelphia almost won the MLS Cup.
Oh, and you know what? They lost the MLS Cup and they lost the World Series all on the same day.
Well,
So-
the MLS Cup was the first time I've seen red card, and it was for the goalie.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy game.
Mm-hmm.
So did everybody have a great Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was nice and quiet, thankfully.
Yeah. I was telling Father Miller that I was basically with one family member. We had a plate of Thanksgiving and we watched serial killer documentaries.
Did you see the one on John Wayne Casey?
No,
I've seen several.
That's the one on Netflix. Man, that dude was just. Is he
Oh, yeah.
still alive? Is he still alive?
no,
No,
he
he's
got
dead?
fried.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a disturbing individual, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. Well, technically, I think they all are, but yeah, there's some that are particularly. Oh my gosh. Well, the one that always gets me is BTK, though, and he's because he was so easily able to integrate himself into the community. He was a family man. He was president of his church. He was a Boy Scout leader while doing what he did, which
Was he in Kansas?
yes, Wichita.
Okay.
Wichita.
Oh, okay. I've been to Wichita a few times over the last few years.
Mm.
Nice area.
So, I know because we did it. We did a live stream from there. I was back in Hawaii last week.
Oh,
Dang it, Father, you were a traveling fool.
Well, I'm also now heavily in debt. So
I was gonna say here, I'm trying to save up for a new car.
yeah. And let me tell you, very beautiful. I swam the sharks again, but as you get later in November and the beginning of December, the trade winds really churn up the water. So I'm a very, very strong swimmer because I swam in grade school, high school, and college. Let me tell you, it was an amazing experience in the cage, but boy, did I get seasick. And I came very, very close with the tiger shark came very close to the cage, not like it attacked the cage or anything like that.
Oh.
But it was just incredible. I loved it. And I'm just saying, like, because you were talking about you binged serial killer documentaries. I actually I binged anime on the flight back and forth. I downloaded a ton of it on Netflix. So,
Well, Father, there is confession, and you can repent of your bad taste.
oh, anime's great. It just depends on what anime you're watching.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, I mean, I've watched one anime that I liked. So
I've never seen it.
Which one was that?
it was The Notebook or The Dark Book.
Okay.
Wait, The Notebook, that's the chick flick. The one where the dude
Right.
wrote the names of the people in a book and
Oh, yeah. I never saw
I
that.
say
one.
the terminal list.
no, but like literally it was like a black magic thing, and so he would kill them by writing their name in a book.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. It was dark. It was a teenager too, yeah, so
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Reminds me, I need to go to the comic store to pick up my new comics.
I watch. I'm a big fan of Sword Art Online. I love the concept of it, and the first season, the first like 13, 15 episodes were fantastic. The other seasons are, they come and go, but like the first full season was fantastic. It was really, really good. The premise is that they create an online virtual game that people logged into, but the creator of the game said, well, you can log in, but you can't log out. And the only way you can get out of the game is if you win it.
Oh my
And if you-
gosh.
And if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Oh, I saw that. That was a recent
That's
thing,
actually
wasn't
kind
it?
of cool.
But the whole thing is fantastic. They're on they got out of the game, but now they've kind of developed the story a little bit, and they put out the new like last two seasons on. And they dubbed it into English. I can do subtitles, but I'm not a big fan. But it was fantastic. So
Speaking of which, I was looking to see if Downfall was on 4K because the subtitles, the Germany Madman. I don't know if I could say his name without getting struck or whatever.
Oh, that one. Okay, I'm thinking,
Oh.
which man?
Well, I mean, Mustache Man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. I call him Mittler.
Well, let me see if I can show this real quick. I got to be careful how I do this. Whoops. Let me grab this real quick. So I have some of my grandpa's war booty. I'm going to just basically...
Oh,
wow.
he nicked that off of.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Never talked about it.
Yeah,
No.
isn't it amazing? A lot of the World War II veterans, even though they've collected things from their time that, and it's hard because unfortunately most of them have passed away, but that they don't talk about their experiences
Mm-mm.
at all.
Well, it's getting to be to the point where they're kind of like the World War I veterans. I remember when there were still a few around. There's not. We're getting old. We're getting to that age that there will be no more in a few years. Uh, I can't do that. I
That's even
cannot do
worse.
that.
That's even
That's-
worse. That's even worse.
I think I could say Adolf.
Father, you'd have to put the shame video on yourself.
Oh yeah, I got the. I don't have it queued up right now, but I got the button of the church lady nearby.
Yeah, that's more for the Friday stream.
Well, that's for
Scottish
Jed.
people.
Jed was on. I think it was 2 weeks ago. We did the stream, and I had to use it 4 times on him.
Gosh. Now I can't quit laughing. Oh boy, what a life. I got pumpkin spice coffee, so it's kind of perking me up a bit.
I got Pete's.
I have an espresso, and I have their vanilla custard coffee, which is very good. Although, just to give a shameless plug, I'm not being endorsed by these people at all, but it's wonderful. There's a place that was outside of the hotel called Lappert's of Hawaii, and their coffee is phenomenal. May I suggest that you can go online and order yourself a bag of Christmas morning magic, and it is next to our blessed Lord in the most blessed sacrament and the love of family and friends. It's really good.
Oh my god. Well, you should do a commercial, Father. Actually, that's a good one.
Well, I would say for me, I'm pretty excited because Yingling is coming to our area.
Oh, good for
It's
you.
not coming to my state, but it's coming to Missouri. So I can do a day trip down to pick some up.
Yeah.
The oldest brewery in America, ladies and gentlemen.
I still
And
have a
it's
case of beer from Dallas.
Oh, wow. You know, the amazing thing is that in the very, very beginning, Yingling was very cheap and very disgusting beer. I have a priest friend in the diocese who, when he was out in Penn State, he was studying at Penn State. He's actually an aerospace engineer. He is literally a rocket scientist, but he's also a Roman Catholic priest. He's like, that was a beer that college students drank because it was cheap. But then, you know, when they realized that you could actually make a lot of money out of quality adult beverages, that they transformed themselves into the juggernaut that they are today.
Let's see. So Snorter Poop has made me think of a picture I'm going to bring up because the Band of Brothers are all gone. I think Father Sinatra has seen this one before. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. This was in Philly with Babe Heffron and Wild Bill Garnier, 2 of the Band of Brothers. They're from Father Dallon's parish, if you remember Father Dallon.
I do.
Oh, yeah, you knew him. So, yeah, we got to meet them back in 2008, right before we left to get ordained, and it was a thrill. I mean, what do you read the books, you've seen the movie? What do you ask them, or what do you say?
Yeah.
A lot of that during my time, that was when the Band of Brothers came out, and oftentimes the seminarians would go out and meet with them. And I know my former pastor was very, very friendly with them because he was from Philly originally.
Babe or Bill? One of them, one of the
Bill,
two.
Bill. I think it was Bill. I was thinking it was Bill. I think it was Bill.
If he had the leg gone, that was Bill.
Yeah.
He's devout Catholic too.
Oh, absolutely.
Both of them are.
Yeah. I remember in Indianapolis, the USS Indianapolis people would sometimes hang around, the veterans would hang around the memorial there. And my brother used to always go and talk to them like on his lunch break. They just tell stories and things.
What a terrible tragedy that was.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And the fact that the captain basically became the scapegoat or they tried to make him the scapegoat, but well, no, they did make him the scapegoat of what happened, which was not his fault.
Yeah.
The poor man committed suicide, unfortunately.
Oof.
Yeah.
The captain of the Indianapolis.
Yeah. I mean, the dude just got shot. That was all there was to it. Oh, that's a good point, Steve. And,
Yeah.
um,
Well, the USS
Yeah, they-
Indianapolis also became the basis for Jaws.
oh yeah, from his monologue, yeah, that he was. That's why he didn't want to wear a life belt, life vest. What the?
Life preserver.
Thank you.
What?
like-
Because it would draw attention, or
Well, because he just wanted to drown if he was ever sunk
Oh.
again. He didn't want to be eaten by sharks, like the way he saw everyone else, and he doll's eyes.
well, they back in Iowa we had the Sullivan brothers, the 5 Sullivans that died on the same ship in
Oh,
the South
yeah.
Pacific, and it's because of them that family members are no longer allowed to serve on the same ship.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Well, our
Dear
conversation's
soul.
turned really dark.
No,
Yeah.
I actually
It's
I wanted to-
inspiring.
It's my fault.
let me see if I could.
Oh,
They made a movie of it a few years, during World War II. It had what's his name? The Uncle Billy from A Wonderful Life in it.
Okay.
Let me just see if I could.
yeah.
Here, I want to just play. See if you get goosebumps on this. So this is in Waterloo, Iowa, where the brothers were from. They're Catholic. All 5 asked to serve on the same ship, and they did, and they got hit. So this is the ending. It gives me goosebumps every time I see
Why,
this.
Commander Robinson.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Commander.
Hello,
It's
Mrs.
nice
Sullivan.
to see you.
Hello, Commander Robinson. I haven't seen you since the boys enlisted, right?
May I have your hat and coat?
Oh, no, thanks. I can only stay a little while.
Captain Mary, it's Commander Robinson.
Sit down.
Oh, have a cup of coffee. You must be frozen.
No, thank you, Mrs. Sullivan.
Oh, well, sit right here.
Thank you. Well. Well, hello, Captain Mary. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Sullivan, I'm afraid I'm bringing you very bad news.
Did something happen?
Quiet, Jen. You see, the way these things are done ordinarily, you'd get a telegram right from the Navy Department, but
Which one? Is it Al?
all 5. All 5.
Sorry.
The department deeply regrets to inform you that your sons, Albert, Francis, George, Joseph, and Madison Sullivan, were killed in action in the South Pacific.
Oh, no. Jimmy. Jimmy.
It's made during the war, and it's full of, I don't know what the word. I don't want to say it's propaganda, but it is a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, it's the product of its. It's a product of its time. It's the product
Yeah.
of its time.
Imagine
well,
being
it
the
was
person
kind of what
that,
Saving Private Ryan was based off of.
yeah, and then that was the reason why they fetched him.
And as Snorter Poopa says, the USS Juno.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
I got a
Hippie.
chance once again to go to Pearl Harbor, to
Ooh.
USS Arizona. Very, very moving. Very moving.
see, I'm hoping to get down to New Orleans to see the World War II Museum. It's been
Is that a
on my
good one?
list.
I didn't.
Oh
know.
yeah, it's the national one. It's the big one. I've been down to the World War I in Kansas City. I'm actually going down there in February because I'm taking a little vacation that weekend. I've been to the World War I. It's probably been 5-6 years since I've been to it, so I'll go to see it again. Oh,
Yeah.
make him laugh. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Huh. Well, interesting. I wasn't looking. I didn't notice that, but okay.
Yeah, I was just looking at what Steve said about his grandfather, and
Yeah. You see, that's the thing. So I have a British flag in my classroom because being a fan of the English culture and everything, and somebody basically was blasting it because being Irish and everything. But if the English had not persecuted the Irish, my ancestors would never have come to America. I would never be here.
one also goes to show how just one life,
Yeah.
A whole line would have. But
Well,
yeah,
heck. This book
You know,
is. Go ahead.
Well, it's just like saying it's amazing. One person can save the whole world.
This is just from one of my fifth great grandparents.
wow.
Wow.
They had 15 kids. A few of their kids had 15 kids. From two people, there's this is 20 years old, so who knows how many descendants there are now, but there's at least 12,000 because of two people.
Dang. Yeah, I actually was talking with my sister about this last night because my grandfather, he wouldn't talk about the war. I tried so hard to get him to talk about, I mean, gently, but he would never consent to be interviewed by me, but he left me, I got his letters from the war. And and he also had their company newsletter, all sorts of really primary sources. And I'm trying to put it together, and I kind of put it on hold several years ago just because I was so busy, because it's huge to try to categorize them and put them into a narrative. But I'm really thinking I want to do that I think these stories need to be told about the ordinary men and what they did and what they went through. And of course there was a lot that he kept saying, well, I can't say where I am, but so much social history would be contained within it.
I scanned in a few of my grandpa's letters. I haven't read them yet, but I need to. I actually forgot that I had them until just now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
But no, like I said, I need to get down because New Orleans is where they made the D-Day boats. It's part of the reason they had the museum down there.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be. Father Dallin says it's amazing. I've heard wonderful things about it. Only problem is now I only can go down in the summer, which is not a good time of year to go visit New Orleans.
Yeah. If you could find spring break, I don't know.
Yeah, could do that.
Yeah.
By the way, has anybody, because they were talking about the Merchant Marines and the Atlantic crossing, especially with the convoys and protecting all of the supplies that were going back and forth from the United States to Great Britain and Europe. Did anybody ever see Greyhound with Tom Hanks?
I started to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
Allo is still the best World War II TV show. I actually just finished watching it for the first time about a month or two ago. Oh yeah, Man of War. He's down there. Yeah, I will let you know when I get down there.
Huh.
He's getting ready to leave the area.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be this next year. I can say I'm making a little road trip to North Dakota next summer because I'm taking some classes to get my certificate updated, my teaching certificate.
Yeah.
So I'm enrolled at the U of Mary. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then I'm debating making a driving trip to Philly this summer.
Well, if you do, well, I'm an hour outside.
I know. I'm just looking at airfare. I think it's going to be cheaper to drive.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
Because the tickets are at least $600, $700, $800.
Yeah.
And the PayPal, the tip jars on the bottom of the stream for those that want to contribute to Father's World.
Sponsor Father's Airplane. And of course, Father Sinatra needs more trips to Hawaii. I'm looking at that picture of the Curé d'Ars, and I'm sure he would definitely have gone with you on those Hawaii trips.
I know.
Well, depending what stream it is, it's either William Hartnell or John Vianney.
He would have been like, never mind. I mean,
He
Carrie
never,
Nars is
he
one of
never
those-
left ours. He never left ours.
No.
He served those people. And it killed him.
Yeah. Well, you see, yeah, and he's one of those saints that I'm sure he was a great guy, but I don't know if he would have liked me very much or anybody.
I don't
Or
have
he'd
a
be
vow
like-
of poverty, but I'm supposed to live a life of gospel simplicity. I don't know how simple my life is.
Yeah, you
from
see, I
time
haven't
to
taken
time.
any vows. Well, you're simple. You're simple with your shark swimming.
That was a
My
gift, by the
card.
way. I did not pay for that. That was a gift. That was a
Okay.
birthday gift.
Oh, look at that. It just popped up on the stream.
Here we are.
No, my car has 162,000 miles on it, so I'm going to have to get a new one eventually.
Do you know what you're looking at?
Seeing what I can afford for my price range. Not going to get a compact. I don't know. If I can find a SUV, I've always wanted to get one, but I'll probably just get a little 4-door again.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a big fan of my Chevy Equinox, so I do like it a lot.
Yeah.
It seems to be okay on gas, but then again,
There you go, Father
Uh,
Sinatra.
Yeah, Stig says it's easy if you're Christian, just walk the sea. I think it'd take a few weeks to walk over to Hawaii.
one or two.
But I don't know.
Actually, off the coast of California is the halfway point. Just off the coast is the halfway point between New York and Honolulu.
Yikes. Well, then, yeah, so
So-
you'd have to walk through California. My goodness.
Could be
Uh,
interesting in these times.
Yeah. Well,
Just a bit.
Oh, here you go. The Snorted Poopus says, Kate swim in the Atlantic or the Arctic.
my cousin.
I don't know if I showed this. It's not a seal, but I have a little.
Oh, that's
Let me
awesome.
bring this up full screen. There we go. Snowball.
Snowball. Is
From
the
Rick
name
and
he gave
Morty.
himself? Is that the name
my
he gave
goodness.
himself?
Yes, because Snowflake is his slave name.
That was a great episode, by the way. And you have to be careful about watching Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Well, I'll show my backpack. I even have it on my backpack. Because this is my little laptop bag I use for school. So I got the little Rick.
Oh, that's cool.
I got the little Mr. Meeseeks. And I even got the little snowball.
That's cool.
Wow.
So
Well, and on that note, I do need to bounce, but I had a lot of fun.
no, glad you could make it. We're
Yeah.
like I said, I need to start getting these started again. Next week is first Saturday. I don't know what's going on. But we'll get them started again.
Okay. Well, thank you. And it's great talking with you, Father Sinatra, too. Have a blessed Advent.
Thank you. You too.
Can't believe it's Advent already. My gosh.
know.
So,
It's coming up on us like a freight train.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Have a good day.
We'll see you
Oh,
later.
you too.
Bye.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
So 2 priests now. It's okay. I figured we go maybe to the top of the hour because,
That's fine. Fine.
like I said, I still want to watch the game. I gotta get the homily done still.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna. I don't have to preach till tomorrow morning, but I want to figure out what I'm talking about. So
See, I got the Saturday schedule tonight, so I have confessions from 4 to 5, the mass at
Mhm.
6:30, and then confessions after that.
oh, you got confessions after mass? Oh, do a lot of
Ye-
people go to this?
Yeah. It's usually known from usually 7:30 to 8, but if the mass is over early, we usually go into the confessional. So people know it's from 7:30 to 8 and they show up. The one hard one was where walking out at 8:01 and somebody comes in wanting to go to confession. So I went back in.
Because you're a good priest. That's why.
I'm going to say no.
Right. Exactly.
Confession after mass, ain't that the truth? We have confessions coming up this week for our school kids. So being First Friday coming up on this Friday, at our high school, we do have First Friday confessions.
That's great. I tried when I first got here to do confessions with the school kids once a month. We've kind of gotten away from it. It's a lot to schedule in, but they do come to mass during the week for the weekday masses, which is great.
Mhm.
So at least I got a chance to see them on a rotating schedule.
I know that we have it every Monday for 2 of the grades. And this coming Monday, I'm actually off on the schedule, so I'm excited about that. But I don't know if I told you, the last month's been weird. My pastor's mom passed.
Oh, wow.
She caught COVID, had some complications with it. So it's been a weird last 2 months, pretty much.
Yeah, that's hard. That's so hard because, depending on what you've gotten, how long you've gotten it, and then the complications from it, that can be like a month and a half of just, and I'm sure you've been holding down the fort while he's been taking care of his mom.
Yeah. Well, his mom lived with us.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a interesting time.
It's always
It
hard.
was a blessed time.
It's hard because, like, as you know, and people don't realize maybe how important parents or priests are to them. Because they're really our family. Like I love my brother, I love my sister, I love their families. They've been wonderful, but home is home. Mom and dad are mom and dad. And when you lose them, it can be very traumatic. And that's when, as brothers, we have to lean on one another.
Mhm.
And you and I are both blessed that our parents are still around.
Mhm.
But my parents are getting older. It's rough. It's rough. And every time I do a funeral of somebody that's younger than my mom and dad, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, usually I could go home for a few days, but I'm going nuts after being home for more than a day or two.
Right.
So I'm still trying. I mean, it's one of the nice things about not living near them, because I think I would go nuts if I had to still.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on the relationship. Moms and dads are different. Like I don't mind. My mom and dad are crazy sometimes, but I don't mind being home. I don't mind having my day off at home. It's nice. So
Well, you also have to remember I'm from a farm, so I mean, when I go home, it is back to the farm.
and working and all that kind of fun stuff, right?
No, I'm not working on the farm. I've lived off the farm for 30 years now. I've been pretty happy ever since. Because the thing I learned, I think I probably told you some of it off of this, but a lot of the stuff I discovered that I went through in the last year with the health battles and everything, a lot of it probably dealt with growing up on a farm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because being isolated, not having anybody nearby, being hyper, and having a speech impediment led to a misdiagnosis I got in '86 that really screwed me up.
I did not know that. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
So that's part of the reason I don't really like going home. I hate saying it that way.
Hey, it's a traumatic experience. Definitely understandable. No worries.
But the thing I tell people is I told some of my former parishioners I actually asked for a move last summer because it was driving me nuts out my last assignment. It was basically in a very, very remote part of the state. There wasn't many people out there. I'm at least 300 miles from everybody I know. And when I found out I was staying for another year, it kind of broke my brain.
Oh, jeez.
But the thing is, if I hadn't gone through that experience, then I would never have discovered this misdiagnosis and all that stuff. So, I mean, I'm grateful for it. It sucked, but I'm grateful.
Wow, I
So on
can't.
that happy note.
That's rough. I'm not happy now. Hey, let's get back to some nerdy things.
Yes.
One of my friends just saw the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Oh dear.
Did
I'm
you
done
watch
with
it?
the MCU.
Oh, really? He said it was good. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen a lot of the stuff. Like I could only stomach like 2 episodes of She-Hulk, 2 or 3.
I couldn't even get through the first one. I watched the
And-
finale and it was just pure garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
mean, it's just basically everything has. Oh, Man of War tipped. I got to bring up what he said. I couldn't get through. I mean, it's just everything since Spider-Man: No Way Home has been garbage for me.
Mm-hmm. Have you
Let's see.
seen Andor for Star Wars? My sister
No, I haven't.
loves it. My sister.
So Man of War tips 665 for funny books or beer, leaving it to your discretion. Thank you. No, I haven't watched. Again, it's just I don't know if you're familiar with As Heel versus Babyface. He's the British streamer.
Mhm.
He
I'm
streams with
not.
Gary Nerdrotic, the Critical Drinker. If you're familiar with him.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
I'm familiar with the Critical Drinker.
Okay, so the Critical Drinker as brought up this tweet that I sent like a few months ago on the Critical Drinker stream, showing all the Marvel projects coming out over the next 2 years and all the Star Wars projects coming out. It's just too much. I mean, it used to be something that didn't happen very often. I mean, Star Wars, you had to wait maybe once every 3 years when the new movies were coming out. And now it just seems like every few months there's something new.
Yeah, it is the landscape is super saturated. And I don't know. I mean, with Disney buying Doctor Who,
Oh, that's garbage.
I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. Like I don't read comic books as much anymore. Like I said, I read like I'll read a lot more independent stuff than I will mainline stuff. But even the books that I like, they haven't made any of them because of the pandemic in a long time, and I don't know if they're going to start up again. It was a great story.
So the problem with the MCU is they're now scraping the bottom of the barrel because I mean the next one they're going to be hyping is the Marvels. So I mean you got Miss Marvel, you got Captain Marvel, and you got Monica Rambeau or whatever her name is.
Yeah, well, she was Ms. Marvel
Originally.
and then she became Photon. Photon, I think
I
was.
don't know.
They changed her name. She was.
And I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Back in the day when Big Tree was Little Seed. I want to say the late 80s, the early 90s is when they introduced her as part of the Avengers, and then she ended up leading the Avengers. Those were some really good books. One of which was when the Masters of Evil infiltrated and took out the Avengers and infiltrated the Avengers mansion and took it over. That was fantastic. That was great. That was a really good book.
I wish I had gotten to know Father Thorpe a lot better than I did. I really wish he was still around because I would love to talk to him on these things.
Oh yeah, he was great with that. He was really good with that. He had a lot of knowledge. So,
because I was showing Ian pictures from his Facebook of him dressed up as Zeus, him dressed up as Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
As Ian says, he has a hard time believing. I mean, he's never experienced nerds that are priests. So
that's why I don't put my, like when I went to Comic-Con and I would dress up, I would never post them online. a lot of the like it not a, like a lot of the priests in my diocese are critical and would make fun of me. And guess what? They don't get the right to do that. You know, so
I already let it be known I'm a nerd. I mean, my brother priests know that.
oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I bring comics into the church. As I'm waiting between masses, I'll be reading comics. Although I'm now starting to run out of old comics because I've caught up on everything.
Yeah, I got to figure out how much.
See, that's the
still
thing. I want to do the drive to Jersey, to the shore, because that
Mhm.
means I can hit comic stores I've never been to.
Oh, absolutely. I'll introduce
Because
you
I
to
did
my
that.
guy
I
if you
did that
wanna
when I
meet him.
came back from Michigan. I stopped in Indianapolis. I probably spent $120 at a comic store there because there was comics that I've been wanting to get that were on my pull list.
You know, if you ever wanted to, if you were in the neighborhood, I've never done it. Like there are some classic comic book shops up in North Jersey, and we could take a road trip. It's only
Okay.
like a cup, like 3 hours from here.
Is that in Paramus or?
Yeah, the ones, yeah, up that way.
Okay.
And there's some classic ones, and I've never been, so that would be cool. I'd do that.
Got to see. Snorted Poopa says it's a great way to get parishioners to relate to you. Tell you, my students know I'm a nerd. I have brought comics into my classroom because if we get done a little bit earlier, if I'm there early before class, I'll read.
One of my favorite homilies that I gave was on Christmas. I think it was like my second year as a priest. And I did the opening of Superman. Remember the movie with
Jor-El?
Jor-El? Yeah, Jor-El talking about why he sent him to Earth. You know, like the messianic stereotypes are there. You know, they're good people, Kal-El. They just need someone to show them the way. That's why
Yes.
I have sent them you, my only son. I'm like, okay. I get goosebumps just thinking about it, you know?
I'll tell you, that's the reason. So the 120 I spent on comics was for Superman comics. Because I'm still collecting them between if I can find them cheap enough in the 50s, but those are really getting hard to find for a decent price. It's not an arm and a leg.
Mhm.
But I have about maybe 600 between 1960 and 1980.
Wow.
And that would be just the Superman, the Action Comics, the Jimmy Olsen comics, Lois Lane comics, Superman Family. They're just so much fun to read.
They're too campy for me. God bless you.
That's why I love them. The idea of Jimmy Olsen having a fan club everywhere in the world. I mean, that's just dumb, but it's fun. So, well, it's coming up to the top of the hour. I do have to get running.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to start up the Sunday stream again soon, if you're free.
Sunday nights are a little hard, but if I am,
That's
I will
okay.
let you.
Don't worry. Don't worry if you can't.
Let me know.
Okay.
We'll just keep inviting me, and if I can, I will.
Okay.
So,
No problem.
those are a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun.
Like I said, I mean, it's just one of those things. Now that I'm in a bigger city, I don't have as much free time as I used to.
And for you, that's a good thing. You're
It is a
working
good
hard.
thing. I do not like to be idle. I really hate being idle, and that was the problem. And again, that's a lot of what led to the depression that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, on that, I thank you for joining me. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Good to see you, Man of War, the R. Thank you for the tips, Snortopoopas. Glad Miss Martin could join us, and we'll do it again. So until next time, God bless.